By now, I'm sure we've all heard of the Diddy case, and if you haven't, you might be distant relatives with Patrick Starr. But to refresh your memory, in September of last year, Diddy was arrested and charged with a bunch of sexual exploitations of women, and he was just a straight creeper. Now, when this all was coming out, the allegations against Diddy were so insane it had the entire internet going crazy. I'm pretty sure Walmart sold out of baby oil for like a week or so. But with all those allegations coming out and Diddy being shown in 4K Ultra HD camera footage of him beating on his ex-girlfriend, nobody thought it could get crazier. Well, whoop-de-flippin'-do it did. You see, recently, famous NFL player Odell Beckham Jr. and YouTube comedian Druski have been named as defendants in the Diddy case. Now, in all honesty, all this came out of nowhere. Odell Beckham Jr. and Druski, of all people, weren't on my 2025 bingo list for being exposed on the Diddy case. Now, Druski and Odell are good friends, and apparently Druski is also very good friends with Diddy as well. He even showed up in one of Diddy's commercials.
Don't mind if I do. I wouldn't. Shot.
Now, considering this was before the whole Diddy allegations, this commercial was just a little weird, cause why is he just staring into my soul like ghostwriting? But the fact still remains that Druski, Odell, and Diddy are all good friends with each other. In fact, Druski himself has admitted that he has been to a Diddy party.
You ever been to one of Diddy parties?
Yeah, I've been in attendance. I've been in attendance. Not, hey, what the fuck you smirking for?
You seen that?
I've been in attendance.
We just asking regular
That's all
questions.
I said. That's all I said. I said I've been in attendance. I have been in attendance.
We never been. We just asking.
We just asking.
Yeah. As soon as you asked, he said,
Do you have fun?
I ain't seen that yet.
"Yeah, you did."
I ain't seen that.
Yeah, I had fun. Yeah, I mean, it was a party. I wasn't at one of them parties.
What party you talking about?
What parties you talking about? I have been in attendance at a Puff party. You know what I'm saying? I've been in attendance. Yeah, I went. Yeah,
Okay.
but I ain't. Yeah, nah. I don't know which party. The party I went to, it was girls turn up. You know what I'm saying? The regular. You know what I mean? Other celebrities and shit. Yeah,
That's when you know lying when they say, I ain't been to one of them parties. Wait, what party?
Oh, that's crazy. Did you know? See,
I thought it was only one type of party. What you mean that party?
I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't watch some of y'all podcasts. I see y'all talking about.
And although Druski is denying going to the freak-offs as stated in the court trials, he has admitted to going to the Diddy parties. Is this solid evidence to say that he's been, people? No. But, it's evident still. And I'm sure Odell Beckham Jr., considering his fame, has also been in attendance at one of these parties. He might have been to a freak off, who knows. And with Druski's Could Have Been Love series blowing up on YouTube, I'm pretty sure it was #1 trending on the site at one point. Him being involved in any way, shape, or form with the Diddy case is just not good for his rep right now. And considering I posted this before I knew about these allegations, I might be cooked. But in all honesty, the claims against Druski don't make much sense. In fact, I don't really know about the claims against OBJ, but I'm sure they don't make much sense either. So to get into these claims against Druski and OBJ, we read, defendant Diddy then instructed another defendant Doe to also plaintiff. Defendant Doe has been determined to be defendant Druski. Instead of immediately graping plaintiff, defendant Druski doused plaintiff with more oil/lubricant and then jumped on top of plaintiff's naked and oiled body, treating it like a slip and slide and knocking the wind out of plaintiff due to his enormous size. In all honesty, I can't imagine Druski oiling himself and another person up and then going beluga whale dumpster diving on them and then 200ing them with his flipping body. I'm sorry, it just doesn't sound very realistic. But to continue, it then says, defendant Druski then caught himself from sliding over plaintiff's oiled body and off the bed. He then began raping plaintiff vaginally. While defendant Druski was raping plaintiff, defendant Diddy sat in a chair near the bed and began masturbating while recording plaintiff's by defendant Druski. So by now, it's common knowledge that Diddy is a sneako and he likes to watch in a chair. But I don't believe anyone on this earth would want to watch Druski's big blubber body someone. Now, if this wasn't crazy in its own right, they then start making Druski sound like a supervillain. Another party's phone fell off the bed near plaintiff. Plaintiff then attempted to grab the phone, but it slipped out of her hands and onto the floor due to the oil/lubricant that had been doused all over her person by defendants Diddy and Druski. Defendant Diddy began laughing at plaintiff's attempt to grab the phone. Throughout this violent game, defendant Diddy made constant belittling remarks to plaintiff, including that he owned her now. At some point during this ordeal, plaintiff remembers defendants referring to another defendant, Doe, as Cornelius and remembered the name because it was so odd and unique. Plaintiff has come to discover the defendant Doe Cornelius who raped her was defendant Odell. There is quite literally the slightest possibility in the world that somebody had their hands oiled and lubed up that much. First of all, who is oiling up hands? Oiled and lubed up that much that they couldn't grab a cellular device. You know, the thing that's quite literally shaped like a rectangle. One of the easiest shapes to grab. But moving on. Plaintiff's body was becoming more and more limp over the course of the violent rape until eventually she had no control over her body, nor could she move her body. When defendant Druski finished plaintiff, defendant KK entered the room to examine the condition of plaintiff, who was barely able to move or control her bodily functions. Defendant KK examined plaintiff to see if she needed assistance and was about to give plaintiff an IV fluid. Plaintiff cannot be certain if she did or did not receive such, I don't know that word, intervention. Defendant KK then opened a different bag, different than the one defendant Diddy removed the oil from, where plaintiff observed several medicine bottles, IV fluid bags, and other unidentifiable powder-like substances. Defendant KK then removed a pill from one of the medicine bottles and gave it to defendant Diddy. Defendant Diddy then inserted the pill into plaintiff's mouth and down her throat to where plaintiff had no choice but to ingest the unknown pill. Defendant Diddy, Shane, KK, Odell, and Druski then exited the residence to the backyard where they smoked marijuana and cigarettes. Plaintiff remained in an almost lifeless state in defendant Shane's bedroom until she finally regained her bodily functions. Forgive me if this is hard to believe, but I don't just think Druski and Diddy were over here casually conversing about Odell Beckham Jr. while someone. Now the fact that makes all these claims a little bit more insane, that they were all stated to be in the year of 2018. Do y'all want to see what Druski looked like in 2018? This was Druski in 2018. This nigga looks like he collects ladybugs. This nigga is a good boy. But as a little side topic, as always, Twitter is having a field day with all this information. It is just meme after meme after meme after meme. This is the most unserious the internet has ever been about allegations. And to even further push the narrative that this is all just fake news, there's this woman named Jaguar Wright. I'm 80% sure that she is quote unquote plaintiff, and she has been a advocate outspeaker that Diddy is a horrible person and she never went to these freak offs and she got harassed by Diddy. Now, I'm not stepping up for Diddy at all. Fuck Diddy. Diddy can go die in a hole somewhere. But she's also saying Druski did stuff to her, and same with OBJ. And whoop-de-doo, guess what we just found out? She was working with Diddy. In fact, she encouraged all the. Now, Druski has made an announcement about this whole situation, basically just denying everything. And, I don't blame him. If I was getting, accused of rape, I would also deny the allegations. But I believe this is going to be the end of where this saga is, because, if I'm going to give my 2 cents, which usually I don't give on these type of videos, I don't really believe it. I think there's a chance that it could be true because, it does kind of seem like something Druski would do, the whole comedian thing, but I don't think anybody would do that. And I don't think OBJ is that type of person. Bro has a wife and kids, I'm pretty sure. And, he has been loyal, I'm pretty sure, all this time. But y'all give me y'all 2 cents. Y'all let me know if y'all enjoyed this, like and sub. And if y'all want to know what Dr. Umar is going through right now, you should click the video that's on your screen.